Robert Mueller was an 81-year-old man with Parkinson's disease who died Friday night surrounded by his family. He was a decorated United States Marine who served in Vietnam, earned a Bronze Star for valor under fire, and spent his entire adult life in public service. He was the FBI director who led America's law enforcement response to the September 11th attacks, who rebuilt the Bureau into a counterterrorism force, and who served longer as FBI director than any person since J. Edgar Hoover. He was a lifelong Republican. He was appointed to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 election by a Republican deputy attorney general, and within minutes of his family announcing his death on Saturday, the President of the United States posted on Truth Social the words, "Robert Mueller just died. Good. I am glad he is dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people." That post is now the defining image of this weekend in American political life, and the reaction to it from former Trump lawyers, from Republican officials, from veterans, from across the political spectrum tells you everything about what kind of moment this is and what it says about the character of the man currently issuing 48-hour ultimatums to Iran while managing the most serious international crisis since the Cold War. To understand the full weight of who Robert Mueller was, you need to hear his biography clearly, not filtered through a decade of political attacks, but in plain, factual terms. Robert Swan Mueller III was born August 7, 1944, in New York City. He grew up in Princeton, New Jersey, and attended Princeton University before transferring to the College of William and Mary. He then chose to join the United States Marine Corps and volunteer for Vietnam at a moment when many of his peers were doing everything possible to avoid going. He led a rifle platoon in combat. During one engagement, he was shot in the thigh and continued leading his men. For that, he was awarded the Bronze Star with a Combat V for valor. He was also awarded the Purple Heart, the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry, 2 Navy Commendation Medals, and the Combat Action Ribbon. He came home from Vietnam not bitter, but committed to public service. He went to the University of Virginia School of Law, became a federal prosecutor, and eventually rose to become the United States Attorney for Massachusetts under President George H.W. Bush, a Republican. He was appointed FBI Director by President George W. Bush in September 2001, 1 week before the September 11th attacks changed the entire mission of American law enforcement. Mueller served as FBI Director for 12 years, the longest tenure of anyone in the post since Hoover. He rebuilt the Bureau from the ground up after September 11th, shifting 2,000 agents from criminal investigations to national security and intelligence operations. He built the modern counterterrorism infrastructure that has disrupted dozens of plots against American lives. He served under 2 presidents of 2 different parties. George W. Bush called him one of the finest public servants this nation has ever produced. President Obama extended his tenure past the standard 10-year limit, an act requiring a special act of Congress because both parties recognized his indispensability to American security. In May 2017, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, a Republican career official serving under Trump, appointed Mueller as special counsel to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 election and any potential coordination with the Trump campaign. Mueller conducted his investigation for 2 years with a staff of experienced prosecutors and investigators. He issued 199 criminal charges. He secured 37 indictments or guilty pleas. He convicted 8 people of crimes, including Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, Trump's longtime political advisor, Roger Stone, and Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. His final report documented extensive Russian interference in the 2016 election in sweeping and granular detail. It detailed 10 instances of potential obstruction of justice by Trump himself, but Mueller declined to make a prosecutorial judgment, citing long-standing Justice Department policy against indicting a sitting president. Trump spent the entirety of Mueller's investigation attacking him daily. He called the probe a witch hunt over 2,500 times on social media. He called Mueller corrupt, conflicted, and disgraced. He said Mueller hated him. He said the investigation was trying to steal the presidency from him. He pushed to have Mueller fired. When Mueller died Friday night at 81 after a private battle with Parkinson's disease, Trump's response was immediate and unambiguous. Robert Mueller just died. Good. I am glad he is dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. The reaction from people who had served alongside Mueller, from people who had actually worked for Trump, and from across the political spectrum was swift, unified, and damning. John Lauro, one of Trump's own former defense attorneys who had personally battled Mueller's team in court on Trump's behalf, said Mueller served with distinction and was a genuine American hero. If you want to know how far outside the norms of basic human decency Saturday's Post went, consider that the man whose job it was to fight Mueller in court called him an American hero within hours of Trump saying he was glad Mueller was dead. George W. Bush, the Republican president who appointed Mueller, said he was deeply saddened by Bob's passing and called him a man of the highest integrity who served our country with distinction. Barack Obama, who extended Mueller's tenure, called him an American patriot who put his country above all else. Former Attorney General Eric Holder said Mueller was the consummate public servant, a man of integrity, decency, and honor. Delaware Congresswoman Sarah McBride appealed to people's basic sense of humanity, writing that Mueller was a human being with a family who grieves him today. Former Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele, who had previously attacked Trump over the dignified transfer baseball cap incident, delivered one of the most pointed responses, writing that Trump revealed exactly who he is and what his presidency truly represents with that post. The political context in which Mueller's death and Trump's response landed is one that makes the president's words even more revealing than they might otherwise be. Trump is managing an active war that has killed 13 Americans. He issued a 48-hour ultimatum threatening to obliterate Iranian power plants less than 24 hours before Mueller died. His approval rating sits at 41%. His own party is fracturing over a war it cannot fund and cannot explain. His Chief Justice just stood before a public audience and said personally directed hostility toward public officials is dangerous and it has got to stop. And in the middle of all of it, a decorated combat veteran and lifelong public servant with Parkinson's disease died quietly, surrounded by his family on a Friday night. And the president posted, "Good. I am glad he is dead." CNN's political analysis, published Saturday afternoon under the headline, "Trump Stoops to a New Low by Celebrating Robert Mueller's Death," placed the post in the context of a pattern that has defined Trump throughout his political career. In 2017, he made insensitive comments to the widow of a soldier who had just died. He reportedly called American soldiers who died in France in World War I losers and suckers. He stood at the tarmac at Dover Air Force Base in a merchandise baseball cap to receive the coffins of his own war dead, and then posted hours later that the war was already won. He has mocked John McCain's military service, calling him a loser for being captured. And now, Robert Mueller. Good. I am glad he is dead. Mueller had publicly disclosed his Parkinson's diagnosis last year. His family asked in their announcement that their privacy be respected. His wife, Anne, had been by his side through more than 5 decades of public service. His daughters and grandchildren were with him. These are real people in genuine grief, and the President of the United States responded to that grief by posting the word, "good." Here is what this moment tells every American about the state of the presidency right now. Not about politics, not about the Mueller investigation, not about the Russia probe or collusion or any of the policy debates that have defined the past decade. About character, about what kind of person holds the most powerful office in the world. Robert Mueller was a man who got shot in the thigh in Vietnam and kept leading his men. a man who gave 50 years of his life to the law and to public service under presidents of both parties. A man whose own opponent in court, Trump's personal defense lawyer, called him a genuine American hero, and the sitting president of the United States posted, "Good, I am glad he is dead." John Roberts told a Houston audience this week that personally directed hostility is dangerous and it has got to stop. He was talking about the judiciary, but the principle applies here too. There is a standard of basic human decency that every president before this one has maintained, even toward their fiercest political opponents. Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon, Reagan praised Carter, Bush praised Obama. Even in the most bitterly contested political environment, presidents found the decency to treat the deaths of their adversaries with something approaching grace. On Saturday, March 21, 2026, that standard was abandoned completely, and every American watching from wherever they stand politically deserves to know exactly what their president said when an 81-year-old decorated veteran with Parkinson's disease died quietly on a Friday night. He said, "Good, I am glad he is dead."